system. Lula and Jalen are on deck.
My name is Judge.
I'm Fourticq.
And we designed the portable barrier system. So what is it? The portable barrier system's Type 3 barricade is an effective, cost-efficient, lightweight, and mobile alternative to traditional steel barricades. There are a lot of problems with these traditional barricades. They are very large, and National Highway Safety Administration regulations require them to be 8 feet wide, 5 feet tall, and have rails no less than 6 inches tall. They are incredibly heavy, up to 100 pounds, and 155 with a steel sign mounted to them. And these signs are known to cause serious injury, including cutting off workers' toes when dropped. They're also very expensive and can cost up to $300 for a single unit. So it was apparent to us that there were a lot of issues with these so common products. You see them every day, and we decided we were going to fix these problems. And so we developed a lightweight, folding, inexpensive barrier which would serve the same purpose and do it just as good. So it can be easily transported by a single person due to its folding abilities. And because of this, the truck carrying the barriers does not have to park as close to the location where it needs to be deployed. It also reduces injury risk because it's lighter and because it can be carried by a single person. As you can see, we estimate about 70 pounds lighter than traditional steel barriers, which makes it a much better way to block off the road. And because of its abilities, it's also a superior product for private uses, such as blocking off roads for a block party or something similar. So there was a lot of inspiration for this project. Seeing these so commonly, and then also hearing the stories of how they've caused injury. Hang on, just a second. Technical difficulties. And then we knew there was a problem after we heard about all the injuries. And then also I tried to lift one, and it left me with muscles pulled in my back and groin, which would give anyone ample reason to redesign something and make it better in every conceivable way. Helping the process along with Miles' vast reservoir of safety-related knowledge and advice. So our process and design it functions very easily. It's very easy to operate owing to its simple hinge mechanism, which allows it to fold. Traditional barriers, if you want to make them smaller, you have to completely disassemble it, which means taking out all the screws, taking everything apart, and then reassembling it on site, which can take between 15 and 20 minutes, whereas ours takes just 15 to 20 seconds. Because of its abilities, it's very maneuverable, and as you saw, its lightweight allows for a single person to easily carry it. So unfortunately, our first prototype did not survive the expo. It was basically a half-sized model of the same system, and we simply enlarged it for the final prototype, which is the one on display now. It features 2 points of movement. The first are the hinged rails, and they simply fold in, and the feet rotate to allow the design to become very thin and easy to carry and easy to load onto something like a truck to transport. So the cost is also much lower. We used very simple materials. We used wood, reflective tape, hinges, and polycarbonate sheeting. The hinges were about $9. Reflective tape was about $10, and the wood was between $25 and $40. The polycarbonate was about $37. The total building cost is $91. A traditional steel barrier can cost around $300. So it is a massive improvement cost-wise, and it is still meets regulations, but it is in addition lighter. So we would sell the barrier for around $120 to $150, which is a 60% profit and is still $150 savings over a traditional barrier. So in doing our market research, we found that the system has really no competition, and calling upon previous experience.
Okay, I went to the largest sign production factory and storage facility of safety equipment for the county of Denver with my step-grandfather. I proceeded to pick up one of the steel signs weighing 55 pounds when the director of the whole center told me that he had known workers who had had their toes cut off by dropping the signs on them just because of the sheer weight of them. So it's just very heavy due to their solid steel construction. So we decided to make one that was an improvement in every way. And those cloth signs, you can hold about 50 of them in a size of a backpack, so you can have multiple messages on your truck. The first step in effectively marketing the PDS barrier would be to pitch the concept to owners of construction companies, as well as leaders in road and highway safety. The second step would be securing a contract for production. And the third step would be introducing the project to sites such as Uline and Traffic Safety Warehouse. These three steps would firmly secure our product in the safety circle, where because of its versatility and possible patent, it would stay for quite some time. We faced many challenges. We faced very serious time crunch, and we had to work very fast to compensate for this. At first, stability was an issue, but then we fixed it by adding the blocks at the bottom of the hinging mechanism, the swivel. Delivery times caused setbacks, and in absence put twice as much stress on the one remaining partner. So the polycarbonate didn't come for like a month, so we were waiting on that for a while. Some improvements we're thinking about is the attachment to the feet, so where the vertical struts attached to the feet is not as sturdy as it could be, and this could be fixed immediately by lowering the blocks at the angle of where they meet to make it a more tighter fit. We'd also add locks on the hinges to prevent accidental folding when unneeded. And we would make it out of different, even lighter materials, such as replacing the wood with PVC. Alright, so the rails are made out of durable, lightweight polycarbonate plastic. We've heard claims about its durability, and we decided to put these claims to the test. We hit a piece of this plastic as hard as we could with hammers, and there was no damage to the plastic. Because there's very little steel, the product will never rust. There's attachment points for fabric signs. Because these signs can fold, we can hold as many as we want in our truck. Because of the qualities of the tape and the polycarbonate, a light strip could be mounted to the back of the rails and produce extra light in addition to the reflection. The light through the plastic rails passes in the direction of the traffic, so light can still pass from the back of it, but because of the reflective sheeting on the front, it will be reflected back, so if you have lights behind it, it will seep through the plastic, but as soon as headlights are shown on it, it will reflect back. Special thanks to our coaches, Mr. Chavez, for putting up with the hammering, the dremeling, the plastic.
Very, very late. We came up with the product very late in the competition, and it was great that he was able to bear with us for that long. Ms. Rankin for being able to find everything we needed and for ordering, Mr. Dresden for really overseeing everything, Mr. Collins for, like Mr. Chavez, bearing with us through the whole process, and then Mr. Barkland for just helping out where it was needed. So, are there any questions?
Yeah, a great project. I just wanted to see if you thought about reverse cabinet hinges that you could put behind the 3 horizontal pieces, prevent it from not just locking in place when it's not needed, but actually staying there. So when you get wind loadage, I don't know if you did any tests around windage.
We did think about this, and even the very heavy standard ones have sandbags on the feet, and because the feet are so long and wide, they would stay up in light wind, and then with sandbags they would stand up to really any wind you needed. We would also cut slits in the fabric signs so they would not create as much of a sail effect, which would increase the wind resistance even more.
You might check into the density of like C-channel aluminum versus wood to even lighten your load even more.
Yes, and we would definitely look to improve, to make it even lighter than it already is.
Great job.
It's a really interesting idea, not only in terms of lightweight, but the hinging mechanism. Even if you're able to take a little bit of weight out of a 100-pound barrier, the fact that you can hinge it closed makes it feasible, or more feasible, that one person could carry something even weighing 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds. But if you're able, like Ken was suggesting, to solve the weight resistance issue, whether that's through sandbags or even potentially some sort of support arm that folds out from the back to kind of pop up a sign, I think it's something that's really compelling.
Have you thought about further lowering the height, so you have like 1/3 of lower, and then you will reduce the weight and also make it more sturdy because it's shorter?
Well, we did think about making it fold or collapse down, but because of National Highway Safety Administration regulations, they must be 5 feet tall, and this fully meets all those regulations, but we were definitely thinking about, if we had time, making it be able to collapse on the vertical aspect and not just the horizontal, to make it very easy to carry.